Surrey squeezed 11 runs off the final over to tie their visit to Sussex in a vitality blast game which had it all. Put in, the Sharks made a roaring start, with Phil Salt doing what he does best, clearing the rope. He was only at the crease for 10 balls, but from those he hit 3 sixes and 1 4 in making a scorching 27 to have a very good crowd up and ready for a big night of scoring. Alas for them, Jay Dernbach exacted his revenge, Salt for once failing to go the distance and finding Aaron Finch instead. The Sharks were still able to plunder 62 runs from the 6 overs of power play, Luke Wright also going big off Tom Curran. It was the introduction of spin that began to turn things around, Gareth Batty trapping Laurie Evans in front for 9 with his second ball. Batty had 2 for 7 from 2 after also removing Delroy Rawlins, who holed out to Curran after making 5. The vastly experienced off-spinner then had David Visa taken behind for 3, the bowler ending with figures of 3 for 20. Runs were now difficult to come by, and the total read 101 for 5 after 14 when Ben Brown picked out Finch off Jordan Clark. Rashid Khan couldn't add the explosion he'd managed in the win over Hampshire and fell for a single off Imran Tahir. And when Jofra Archer hit Ricky Clark to Curran after coming out to a hero's welcome, the Sharks had stumbled to 114 for 7 with 3 overs remaining. But still in, lest we forget, was Wright. He passed a 50 of 46 balls and then tucked into Clark, 3 fours coming off 3 deliveries to give the home side the momentum they required. Curran bowled Danny Briggs for 3, leaving it to Wright to bat right through the innings, making 76 off 59 balls, his team settling for a final total of 144 for 8. At the start of the Surrey reply, Reece Topley did for Mark Stoneman, while Archer had Finch, again, held by Rawlins as the visitors struggled to 16 for 2 from 4 overs. But Topley was then reminded just how fickle this game can be, as the first 3 balls of his third over were hit for 4s by Will Jacks, who then dispatched the 4th ball for 6, Surrey now back in the hunt. Indeed, Jacks had made batting look easier than most before he was bowled by Rashid Khan to go for a sprightly 35. Briggs then trapped Jordan Clark in front, Surrey getting to 75 for 4 at the halfway stage of their chase, another 70 wanted. Ollie Pope had gone about his business quietly until he burst into action by taking 3 fours off a Briggs over, Surrey becoming the firm favourites with only 51 runs to find from 8 overs. Need a good over at a crucial time? Who are you going to call? Archer, of course, and he returned to bowl Pope for 43. Surrey then looked increasingly nervous as the target was brought down to 20 off 3, and then they lost Curran, who was yorked by Tymal Mills for 19. Patel going the same way 2 balls later, only 2 runs and 2 wickets coming in the 18th over. Mills with the brilliant figures of 2 for 16 from his 4. Ricky Clark then hit Topley to Salt as just 6 more runs came off the penultimate over, leaving 12 more to find for the visitors from the last. It looked all over as Visa went for only 2 singles from his first 2 balls, but then Tahir cleared the rope with an uppercut, an unlikely event. So it went down to the very last ball with 3 needed. Perhaps learning for the World Cup final, Batty managed to place the ball in an area where he and Tahir could scamper back for the second. 2 attempts at the run-out though missed. So if you'd only just got your breath back after the World Cup final, it will now be time for another rest. The scores here tied, each side taking 1 point. But you won't rest for long as the Sharks return to action on Sunday at Somerset.